Okay, so this is your Unit 8 review. So remember, if I go too fast, you can always slow the video down or pause it to catch up. What I recommend doing is pausing the video before I do a question and see if you can do it, and check yourself when I do it. Okay, so number 1, a rectangular garden will be constructed for the students at a middle school. The garden will be filled to the top of the garden with dirt. If each bag of dirt contains 6.3 cubic feet of dirt, how many bags of dirt will need to be purchased to completely fill the garden? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find my volume. So the volume formula of a prism is V is equal to big B times H. Well, since it is a rectangular prism, you're going to do big B is base times height because the base is a rectangle. So the base is going to be 8.5 times 7. Well, 8.5 times 7 is 59.5. So that's my big B. So now we're going to do big B, which is 59.5, times the height, which is 2.5, which is 148.75. So the volume is 148.75, but that's not what it's asking for. It's not asking for the volume. It's asking for how many bags will it fill up. Well, each bag is 6.3 cubic feet of dirt. Well, I have 148.75 cubic feet of dirt to fill. So I'm going to divide 6.3 into 148.75. Well, remember, you can't have a decimal on the outside, so you move this once, you move this once. So when you divide 63 into 1,487.5, you get 23.61. Well, when I go to Walmart, I can't buy 0.6 of a bag. So that means I'm going to have to buy an extra bag. So the total number of bags I'm going to buy is 24. So I need 24 bags to be able to fill this entire garden. Okay, number 2, a box in the shape of a triangular prism has 18.75 cubic feet of space. The base of the box has a length of 1.5 and a width of 2. What's the height of the box? Well, so first off, a volume formula for a prism is V is equal to big B times H. But since it's a triangular prism, big B is going to be base times height divided by 2 because it's a triangle. Well, the base of my prism is 1.5 and the height of it is 2. So 1.5 times 2 is 3, and you're going to divide by 2, which is 1.5. So big B is 1.5. So I'm going to plug it in. But before I actually start plugging stuff in, I know for a fact my volume. So V is 18.75. My big B is 1.5, but I don't know my height. That's what I need to solve for. Well, since the 1.5 is being multiplied to the H, I'm going to do the opposite operation, and I'm going to divide 1.5 to both sides. So I'm going to divide 1.5 into 18.75, and when you do that, you get 12.5. And that's the height of this triangular prism. You worked backwards. All right, number 3. A rectangular tissue box is filled with 23.5 cubic meters of paper. If the tissue box is 7 meters long and 1.5 meters wide, what is the depth of the tissue box? Well, so I know this is my volume. So the tissue box is a rectangular prism, so V is equal to big B times H. So I'm going to find big B. Since it's a rectangular prism, big B is going to be base times height. The base is 7, the height is 1.5. So you're going to do 7 times 1.5, which is 10.5. So big B is 10.5. So my volume is 23.5 is equal to 10.5 times H. So since 10.5 is being multiplied to the H, you're going to do the opposite, and you're going to divide it to both sides. So these cancel out. H comes down. So you're going to divide 10.5 into 23.5, which is 2.238. Okay, number 4. The dimensions of the crate shown below is in the shape of a triangular prism. What's the volume of the crate? Well, a volume formula for a prism is V is equal to big B times H. Big B, the area is a triangle, so you're going to do big B is base times height divided by 2. So the base of the triangle is 2.5. The height is 3.4. Divide by 2. So 2.5 times 3.4 is 8.5, which then you divide by 2, which is 4.25. So you're going to say V is equal to 4.25, and the height of this prism is 5.5. So you're going to do 4.25 times 5.5, which is 23.375. That's your volume of the crate. So number 5. So one of the largest pyramids in the world is in the shape of a pyramid. It's the Giza's Great Pyramid. Each side of the base of the Giza's Great Pyramid is 55.3 meters long, and its height is 55.3 meters. A replica of the Great Pyramid has a square base that measures 2.5 on each side. The height of the replica is 2.5 inches. What is the volume in cubic inches of the replica of the Great Pyramid? Okay, so this last sentence tells me what I'm looking for. It says, what is the volume of the replica of the Great Pyramid? So since we're only looking at the replica, that means we don't need this entire first part. We're only looking at the second part. So the replica has a square base. So each side's 2.5. And then the height is 2.5. So the volume formula for a pyramid is V is equal to big B times H divided by 3. And since big B is a square or a rectangle, you're going to do base times height. So the base is 2.5, and the height of the base is 2.5. So 2.5 times 2.5 is 6.25. So now we're going to plug that in. So you're going to say V is equal to 6.25 times the height, which is also 2.5, divided by 3. So 6.25 times 2.5 is 15.625, and then you divide by 3. Well, when you divide that by 3, you get 5.2083 repeating. So I would just say the volume is about 5.21. All right, let's do number 6. Number 6, the lateral faces of the sculpture in the shape of a rectangular pyramid are going to be covered with paint. Okay, so lateral faces are going to be covered with paint. The base of the sculpture is 5 feet long, 9 feet wide, and the net of the sculpture is shown below. What's the area of the sculpture in square feet that needs to be covered in paint? Well, we just said the thing that's going to be covered in paint is going to be my lateral. So I need to find the area of my lateral faces. Well, since this is a pyramid, the thing I'm shading right now is my base. So it means we don't need to find that. That means we need to find every one of these triangles. So this is going to have a base of 9. This will be a base of 5, 9, and 5. So the way we find the area of a triangle, we do base times height divided by 2. So the base is 9 for the first one, and the height is going to be 5.3. So you're going to do 9 times 5.3, which is 47.7, and then divide by 2. Well, I don't know where I wrote B. Is going to be 23.85. So this one's going to be 23.85. That means that this one's going to be 23.85. Well, so then my next one is also a triangle. It would be base times height divided by 2. This time the base is 5 and the height is 5.3 divided by 2. So 5 times 5.3 is 26.5 divided by 2. Divide by 2 is 13.25. So it means that this one's going to be 13.25. And then that means this one's going to be 13.25. So I need to find the area of all of my lateral faces together. Well, the way that you find it is you add everything up. So you're going to do 23.85 plus 23.85 plus 13.5. I'm going to put a 0 on there to line up my decimals. That's not a 5. That's supposed to be 13.25. So it's 13.25 plus another 13.25. And when you add them all up, you get 74.2. And that's my lateral area. So that's how much area is going to be covered by paint, because it's only asking for the lateral faces. All right, number 7. So number 7, the net below shows the dimensions of Angie's bedroom room. She's going to paint the bedroom walls. What's the difference in square yards between the total and lateral surface area? Well, we've done a problem just like this. And I told you in the past, the difference between the total and lateral surface area is the base. So the only thing we need to find is the base. So A is base times height. So the base of the floor is 7 and the height's 2.6. So 7 times 2.6 is 18.2. Well, if the floor is 18.2, that means the ceiling is 18.2. So I'm going to multiply this by 2, or you can do 18.2 plus 18.2. I'm going to multiply by 2, and you get 36.4. So the difference between the total and lateral surface area is 36.4. Okay, number 8. So number 8, a candy bar made of cardboard is in the shape of a triangular prism. The prism bases are isosceles triangles. The candy bar has decorative paper wrapping covering its only rectangular sides. A net of the candy bar is shown below. So how much decorative paper and cardboard are needed? Okay, so first off, the decorative paper only covers its rectangular sides. So since the decorative paper is only covering the rectangular sides, that's its lateral faces. So I'm going to say DP for decorative paper equals lateral. And cardboard, so card, equals total. Okay? So my lateral faces are going to be the rectangles. So that's the only thing that's going to be covered in decorative paper. So you're going to do 3.5 times 7. So you're going to do 3.5 times 7, which is 24.5. And then the other two rectangles have a base of 1.5. So you're going to do 1.5 times 7, which is 10.5. So it means that this one's going to be 10.5, and it means this one's going to be 10.5. So to find the lateral, I'm going to do 10.5. Ooh, come on, there you go. Oh, apparently not. So you're going to do 10.5 plus 10.5 plus 24.5, which equals 45.5. So 45.5 is my lateral. I'm just going to put an L for lateral. Well, now to find my total, to find the total use of the cardboard, I need to find the area of my base. Well, my base is a triangle. So I'm going to erase this to get some room. So my triangle formula is A is equal to base times height divided by 2. Well, the base of the triangle is 3.5 and the height is 2. So 3.5 times 2 is 7, but then you divide by 2 again, which is 3.5. So each triangle equals 3.5. Well, since I have 2 of them, I'm going to multiply by 2, which is 7. So I'm going to take 45.5 plus 7, which is 52.5, and that will be the area for my cardboard, or area for my total. Okay, so you got to pay attention to the wording in this problem because it tells you where the cardboard and the decorative paper land. Okay, number 9. The net of the square pyramid is shown in the diagram below. Well, I believe I should have written find the total surface area. So so you need to find total surface area. Sorry for not putting that in there. So this is going to be a 10, 10, 10, and the height will be 9. So area formula for a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So the base is 10, the height's 9. 10 times 9 is 90. Divided by 2 is 45. So it means that this triangle is 45, this one's 45, 45, and 45. Well, since I have 4 45s, you're going to do 45 times 4, which is 180. And then I'm going to take 180 plus the area of the base, which is just 10 times 10, which is 100, plus 100, which is 280. So my total is 280. And again, sorry for not asking for the total surface area. Okay, last one, number 10. A pyramid stands 3 feet tall. The sides of the square base measures 3 feet long. What is this volume of the pyramid? Well, remember, volume of the pyramid is V is equal to big B times H divided by 3. Big B is base times height. Well, the base of the pyramid is 3, and the height is 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. So then you're going to do 9 times 3, because the height of the pyramid is 3, divided by 3. So 9 times 3 is 27, but then you divide it by 3, which you just go back to 9. So the volume is 9. Okay, so remember, the best thing you can do is to do the review by yourself and then use this video to check over your work, okay? If you can do the review, you should be perfectly fine on the test on Friday. Thank you, guys.